Let me ask you something honest. When was the last time you prayed, really prayed, and walked away feeling like something actually shifted? Not just going through the motions, not just saying the right words before bed or before a meal, but genuinely feeling heard, genuinely feeling like something in you or around you was different afterward. If you're struggling to remember that moment, you're not alone. Maybe you've been praying for months, maybe years, for that relationship to heal, for that financial pressure to lift, for peace in a house that feels more like a battlefield than a home. And still, nothing seems to change. And somewhere deep inside, a quiet, uncomfortable thought starts to creep in. Maybe God isn't listening. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. Maybe prayer just doesn't work for me. I want to sit with you in that feeling for a moment, because what you're carrying right now is real, and I think you deserve more than a quick, polished answer. You deserve an honest conversation about why prayer sometimes feels like talking to an empty ceiling, and what might actually change that. Think about the kind of life most people over 35 are living. You wake up already tired. Before your feet hit the floor, the mental list starts running. The bills, the kids, the job, the aging parent who needs more from you than you feel you have left to give. You pour yourself into everyone around you, and by the time the house goes quiet at night, you're empty, completely empty. And in that emptiness, you pray. Or you try to. But if you're being honest, your prayers have started to feel like a to-do list handed upward. Lord, fix this. Lord, help with that. Lord, please make this person change. Lord, I need money by Friday. Lord, I need answers now. There's nothing wrong with bringing your needs to God. That's actually exactly what He invites you to do. But here's what happens over time. When prayer becomes only a transaction, only a moment of desperation, only a last resort when everything else has failed, it starts to feel hollow. You're not connecting, you're negotiating. And then, when the answer doesn't come in the way you expected, or in the timing you needed, the silence feels like rejection. You start to wonder if God is tired of hearing from you. Or worse, if He was ever really there at all. That loneliness is one of the heaviest things a person can carry, especially when you're already stretched so thin. But here's where I want to gently offer you something. Not a formula, not a 5-step method. Just a truth that has quietly changed everything for people who are exactly where you are right now. In the book of Philippians, chapter 4, verses 6 and 7, Paul writes this: "Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus." And then, in Matthew chapter 6, Jesus Himself says something that stops people in their tracks the first time they really hear it. He says, when you pray, do not keep on babbling like pagans, for they think they will be heard because of their many words. Do not be like them, for your Father knows what you need before you ask Him. Your Father knows what you need before you ask Him. Read that again. Let it land. What those two passages are pointing to is something most of us quietly miss. Prayer was never designed to be a system for getting God to act. It was designed to be a relationship, a place where you come, not just with your list, but with your whole self, your fear, your confusion, your grief, your gratitude, your questions that have no answers yet. Paul says to pray with thanksgiving. That word, thanksgiving, is not a religious nicety. It's a posture. It's choosing to enter God's presence not just in crisis mode, but with a genuine acknowledgement that He has been faithful before. Even when your current situation is hard, even when you can't see the way forward, and when you come that way, honestly, openly, with both your need and your trust, something happens that Paul calls the peace of God, which transcends all understanding. Notice, he doesn't say the situation will immediately change. He says your heart will be guarded, your mind will be steadied, in the middle of the storm, not after it. Jesus adds another layer. He says God already knows what you need. So prayer isn't about informing Him. It's not about convincing Him. It's about trust. It's about choosing to remain in relationship with a Father who sees you, who knows your situation in full, and who loves you with a love that is not controlled by your performance or your perfect words. You haven't been failing at prayer because you're not spiritual enough. You may simply have been using it as a tool when it was always meant to be a conversation. So, what does this look like practically? What can you actually do differently? Today, not someday. The first thing is this. Slow down before you speak. Before you say a single word in prayer, take 60 seconds of silence. Just breathe. Acknowledge where you are. You might even say out loud, God, I'm tired. I'm confused. I'm here. That's not weakness. That honesty is exactly the kind of openness that invites real connection. You are not performing for Him. You are coming to Him. The second thing is to bring gratitude before you bring your request. Not because you have to earn His attention, but because gratitude shifts something inside of you. It reminds your heart that this isn't the first hard season, and that you didn't go through the last one alone. Think of one specific thing, just one, and say thank you for it before anything else. It could be small, it could be something from years ago, but say it, name it, let it be real. The third thing is to stop trying to control the outcome in your prayer. This is hard, especially for people who carry a lot of responsibility. But try praying this, Lord, I don't know what the right answer is. I know what I want. But I trust you more than I trust my own understanding. Please do what is best, even if it looks different from what I'm asking for. That prayer takes courage, but it opens a door that anxiety keeps shut. And finally, make prayer a daily rhythm, not just an emergency response, even 5 minutes in the morning, not a long religious ritual. Just 5 minutes of honest conversation. Tell Him what you're afraid of today. Tell Him what you're grateful for. Ask for what you need. Then listen. Sit in the quiet for just a moment and let Him be near you. I think of a woman I'll call Sarah. She was 52 years old, going through a painful separation, managing a household alone, and quietly terrified about the future. She told me she had prayed every single day for almost a year and felt nothing. She was ready to give up entirely. One evening, instead of listing her problems like she normally did, she simply sat down and said, God, I'm exhausted. I don't even know what to say anymore. I just need you to be real to me tonight. She didn't get a dramatic answer. The situation didn't change overnight. But she told me that something in the room felt different. Something in her chest loosened just slightly. And in that small, quiet moment, she felt what she described as being known, fully seen, not judged, not hurried, just held. That was the beginning of something new for her. Not perfect, not easy, but real. Friend, if you've made it to the end of this, I think it's because something in you is still reaching, still hoping, still willing to believe that there might be more than what you've experienced so far. You haven't been failing at prayer. You've just been carrying so much for so long that it's hard to remember what it feels like to simply rest in someone else's presence. God is not a vending machine. He is a Father, and what He wants, more than your perfect words, more than your religious effort, is you, your honest, tired, real self, coming to Him, not because you've figured everything out, but because you know you can't carry it alone anymore. So today, just try one thing. Before you sleep tonight, take 5 minutes, sit quietly, say something true, thank Him for something small, and then just listen. You might be surprised at what you begin to hear, not from the ceiling, but from somewhere much deeper inside you, the peace that passes understanding. It's not far from you. It never was.